Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first assembly meeting of the semester, actually. Thank you all for being here. We're going to go ahead and get started. So here's our agenda for today. There's not a ton on it. We just have a few things to go over, as well as Jessica Mode is here to talk to us about homecoming. So we'll actually go ahead and get started with that. So Jessica, if you'd like to take it away and talk about homecoming.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me here today and letting me chat with you all for a little bit. So my name is Jessica Mode. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the student activity leader in Office of Student Involvement. So as most of you probably know, our homecoming at UMSL is in February since we kind of revolve around the basketball schedule. So it's actually coming up in a couple of weeks. All of our festivities will start February 23rd and go through Saturday, February 26th. We have lots of fun activities planned for you, and I really just kind of want to give you all a rundown so that way you can share it with people you're in class with, your friends, people in student orgs, and kind of help us spread the word so that way we can get lots of good participation. So I'll just kind of do a quick run through of what all of our events are. So that way you can kind of get an idea of what we'll be doing. And then we have a social media. It's just at UMSL Homecoming on Instagram and Facebook if you want to follow us there. Or our homecoming website is homecoming.umsl.edu. And we have everything listed there. The other thing that we're asking, which I think you all are probably aware of by now, but is just to RSVP on MyEngage. All of our lists are, or all of our events are on the event calendar list. So it's easy just to say, yes, I'm coming, and then we know to plan for you. So with all that being said, the first thing that we actually have happening now is our Helping Hands service project. So this is a project that we are asking for personal hygiene donations. And we are going to partner with the Triton Pantry and hand out these donations. So if you're able to, or your student org is wanting to kind of help out the campus, this would be a great opportunity to, pick up some extra hygiene products at Target or Walmart, the Dollar Tree, wherever you're at getting your own stuff. We are accepting things like shampoo, body wash, deodorant, menstrual products, toothpaste, toothbrush, really anything that you can think of. And then you can just drop those items off either in our office, which is Millennium Student Center 366 in the Rec Center, or we have some on South Campus in the College of Nursing and then in Oak. So that's our first project that will be running through February 24th. And then the next thing that you guys can be working on is buying a Chili Feed ticket. So Chili Feed is one of our annual events that we do every single year. It's kind of like our kickoff event for homecoming. Our Chili Feed tickets are $5 for students, which is a really great value because it gives you 5 sample cups and you get to taste all the different chili recipes. By the way, the chili recipes are actually made by our UMSL faculty. So each different college kind of comes up with a different recipe, and then you get to try all of those included in your ticket. In addition, you'll get to pick whatever chili you like the best. You'll get a full size bowl of it. And then we do all the toppings, cornbread, desserts, drinks. So it's good value for only $5 ticket wise. We have our ticket link linked online by just using the online portal, or if you want to buy one at the Nosh if you're grabbing lunch there. The tickets are only going to be on sale through February 18th. We're not doing anything past that. Mindy's got her ticket. You have the option of a meat ticket or vegetarian. And yeah, just make sure to buy those before February 18th. Okay, so now on to kind of the week of homecoming. Starting out on Wednesday, February 23rd, we're going to have a virtual mentalist show. So this is going to be a show where they do kind of magic, different tricks. Thanks, Mindy. And this will be in the evening from 7 to 8 p.m. It's going to be on Zoom. So this is a great option if you're at home, you need something to do with your roommates. If you have kids or anything, it might not be super kid friendly, but maybe older kids. They're welcome to join join in with us. So then, like I already talked about the chili feed, but that will be held on February 24th. And then that night we'll be having our Pack the Stands basketball game. So the women will be playing at 5:30, men's game will be 7:30. And then up in the Mark Twain balcony, we'll have lots of different activities going on. So we have a raffle for a big screen TV. It's you're gonna like it, it's a good prize. And then we also have some games, we'll have food, drinks. So it's like a good time to just bring your friends, hang out, watch the game, and have some fun. And then Friday, we have another virtual event. So we have a homecoming trivia. It's going to be, of course, some UMSL themed questions, but then we're also going to have some Disney questions. So if you're a Disney fan person, I know Mindy Dilly is, you should definitely join. We have some fun prizes. And again, this is something you can do with friends, roommates, just hop on Zoom and have fun. And then Saturday, for any folks who might have kids, our Tiny Tritons programming is for around pre-K to 5th grade. And we're doing a pancake breakfast. So we'll have, of course, some free breakfast. And then we're bringing in Dan Cakes, who makes like all those fancy pancakes, like different cartoons, lots of fun designs. And then, of course, we'll have some like kid-friendly activities and games. Make sure if you tell anybody about this event, you remind them to RSVP. RSVP is required just due to like the size capacity we have. So have them check out that link for RSVP. And then we are bringing back our homecoming dance. So if any of you have kind of been around a while, you know that we used to hold a homecoming dance off campus. Well, this year, our students on the homecoming committee have decided that we're going to host something on campus. So this event will be at the Two Hill. It's a great excuse to have fun with your friends, have fun dressing up and getting ready. If you missed out on like that prom experience, if you were one that kind of missed that due to COVID, this is a great opportunity. We're going to have dancing, some light refreshments, and really just kind of like hang out and have a good end to homecoming week. The dance is free this year. So that's something that's like really big, I guess is a big change from what we've done in the past. All you have to do is register on MyEngage. That is required. All students can bring a +1. So if you're bringing like a date or a friend that's not an UMSL student, make sure that you register them on that MyEngage form. And then we'll have shuttles running from Oak, Mansion, Meadows to the Two Hill, so you don't have to walk or anything. And yeah, I guess just come ready to have a good time. Any questions, feel free to throw those in the chat and I can address those. But like I said, it'd be super helpful for us on the planning committee if you could just register on MyEngage. All right, well, thanks for letting me pop into your meeting, everyone.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you.
Yeah, a quick thing to note, everyone, if any of you happened to attend the Wise Up Wednesday last week, we did about like recruiting new members and things. These type of our events are kind of what I was referring to as these events are already planned for you. They're being paid by someone else, so like even better. So like Pack the Stands, that would be a great event for you to message your membership on MyEngage. Like, hey, let's meet at the Nosh. Let me look at the website and see what time it starts. And I should know this. The game starts at 5:30. Hey, let's meet at the Nosh at 5:15 and I'll go over together. Or let's meet outside. Like, use these type of events that are free and already planned to help you and your membership kind of build those relationships. So we're excited for homecoming. I'm super pumped. So yeah, buy your chili feed ticket.
All right. Well, thank you, Jessica, for talking about that. Let me share my screen again.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. I kind of bumped you.
No, you're good. That was perfect. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and move on to our next thing. So we just have a few items on a report. So we just wanted to talk about a couple things. So first of all, last we had talked about some different stuff with the sustainability plan on campus and some different things that were going on. So I just wanted to update you all that there's a working group happening right now on campus, and there are 2 students that are sitting on that, including one that's here, Malik, is on that. So that'll be happening this semester. So hopefully we'll get some updates kind of from there when that group meets, is kind of what's going on with that. Just because I know we talked a lot about that last semester. So I thought that would an important update. Secondly, we have a potential event that'll be happening in early April, kind of similar like the stream cleanup last semester. So we're kind of working those details out and everything, but we're going to keep you updated on that. So just look out for that if you're interested in trying to do something like that. Again, as we had a lot of success last semester. So we're hoping to have something like that again. And then, so at our next assembly meeting on March 4th, the Chief Financial Officer, Tanika Bush, will be there. She's going to be giving a presentation on the budget and the differential tuition plan. So I encourage you all to put that in your calendar, and it'll be a really good opportunity with a lot of good information. So if you're able to make our next assembly meeting, I highly encourage you to, and any other student leaders you know of that aren't here today that would like to get some of this information, I recommend telling them about that as well, and we'll send more information as well. But a quick question for you all, as I know this is kind of, I just told you about this, so we'll also send an email to get questions built and stuff, but do you have any questions for her regarding tuition, general budget updates, anything of that nature? If you have them on your mind right now, feel free to unmute yourself and suggest it, and I'll write that down. But like I said, we'll also send an email for that. But she just wants kind of a list of questions so she can kind of pull information that maybe she doesn't have off the top of her head. That way she can get all the information that we want. So does anybody have anything right now?
Real quick, is this for budgeting for our organization's budgeting, or is this for general budgets dealing with the school?
So this would be general budgets for the school. So she is the Chief Financial Officer, so she'll know like different things that are going on with different departments, just overall school funding, as well as what tuition and stuff will look like.
So I have a question. So regarding budgets, like I know one thing that concerns a lot of students in general includes like just increasing tuition, like will there be any decreases in tuition? Also I think something I've brought up in the past was, what was it? Like student worker pay, increasing it to $15 an hour. And I mean, I'll probably bring this up later, but like, most of our students support of at least a $15 an hour, reimbursement for student workers as a minimum wage across campus. So I think addressing that and saying, how can we make this possible and lead the St. Louis area in affirming a living wage for students?
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm just writing this stuff down. Is there anything else that anybody has off the top of their heads right now?
Joe, I would be kind of interested to hear, and I don't know all the details, so sorry, students, if some of you are more knowledgeable than I am. I know with COVID, a lot of our state funding was removed, but I had heard rumors that some was kind of brought back. So maybe just her outlook on what that funding structure looks like and maybe what our current situation is in terms of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And jumping off Malik's point, if there's maybe like any tuition raises or changes from master's and doctoral students as well. So I know that's a huge issue for master's students.
Yeah, make sure to add that point, not just undergrad.
While Joe's writing that down, I'm also a processor. So I know you all probably like, I don't even know who Tanika Bush is. You just brought this up. We'll be sending out an email next week once this recording has been posted on YouTube, just to let you all know. And maybe in that email, we'll include a link to maybe a Google form or something where if you've had time to think of other questions. So don't feel like, oh gosh, this is my one chance, I'm blowing it. You have time to think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like I said, if you know other student leaders, different orgs that aren't here today, that would also want this information, just encourage them to come to that. Because they'll also be quick at the end. If, say she brings up something and that sparks another question in your mind while she's talking, we'll have a little bit of Q&A time at the end of that at her presentation as well. So thank you all for that. Next, we also have just a quick update. This is tentative right now, so it's most likely, correct me if I'm wrong, Mindy, but this is most likely going to be the timeline for our election. Most likely. Okay, so we just wanted to give you a brief rundown of what the election will most likely look like. So for student government, we usually run our elections in the spring for the next year, for those that don't know. So what that's going to look like this year is the applications are going to be open in mid-March, so March 14th through the 25th. There'll be a few opportunities that second week of applications for the rules readings. You just have to attend that just so you know all the rules around the elections. It's usually a pretty quick meeting. And then after spring break would be the campaigning period for a couple weeks. Your chance to talk about your platform, why you want to run and stuff, and talk to different students. And then the campus-wide election would be April 18th to the 22nd, and that would be on MyEngage. So you would just log on to MyEngage, there'd be a link. It's a quick, smooth process. And then the winners would be announced at the beginning of the next week. On Monday, April 25th, and then we would have a little inauguration ceremony. We haven't done that in 2 years with COVID. It'll either, hopefully at that time, we'll be able to have in-person. If not, it will be Zoom, but we'll have something for the new senators and the new exec team as well. So that's just kind of a quick rundown of what the election timeline is going to look like. But yeah, but it is tentative. So if these dates could change a little bit, but this will most likely be what that would look like. Mindy, did you have a quick update? I thought, or could be totally wrong on that. I feel like we did, but
I feel like I did too. Anyway, going to this timeline, the timeline's probably going to stay the same. Just know that no forms have been updated in MyEngage or anything at this moment. We kind of needed to get this timeline kind of approved by some folks, and it was. So we just wanted to make sure that you had those dates in case you were interested in running for an exec position or a senator position, so that you could kind of see that the application would be coming out kind of at the end of March. So I can't remember what the other topic was. I didn't write it down, but if it comes up, I will pop back in.
Yeah, my bad, not to put you on the spot. I just thought we remembered mentioning something. But yeah, so we'll work on you'll see different advertising coming out from SGA in regards to this election. So we'll keep you updated when that filing opens and when it's all up to date on our MyEngage page. So that is all we had for updates. Is there any new business or any questions or anything anybody has? Malik, I see your hands raised. You can go ahead.
Cool. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring up a couple of different notes. One of them include the fact that we have the Secular Student Alliance. We are having a couple of events, and before I get into these events, I want to just give a little background about what the Secular Student Alliance does. We are a group that is dedicated to creating welcoming spaces for for non-religious students or students who might be pro-secular regardless of their religious stance. We are essential to this campus because we create spaces that help students who might not be able to be open with their identity, or students who might not have safe places to openly be themselves. So some of the events we are hosting currently include a history of Black free thought, and that will be for Black History Month. I was part of the Black History Month committee, so I helped plan a few of the events. And for this event, we will have Dr. Christopher Cameron, who is a professor from North Carolina, giving a talk about free thought and secularism and religious skepticism within the Black community, as starting from the 19th century and to current times. So he'll have a talk there, and I would appreciate if people came out. If not for anything else, come for the food, please. So you would want to RSVP for that event. So you can actually email us at the email that I'm typing into the chat if my computer loads up. And other than that, we will have some other events as well. They're listed on our Instagram and Twitter pages, so you can follow us at UMSL Secular, and you will find that information there. But we are going to have Planned Parenthood coming to talk about sexual responsibility and consent. Also to talk about healthy relationships across all gender identities and sexual orientations. So we're going to have a couple of other events, and usually our general meetings are going to be on Tuesdays from 3 o'clock to 4:30, and there are going to be hybrid events. So you can come on Zoom or you can come in person. And if you come in person, there will be food. Trust me, we have pizza, fruit, salad, all of those. So please be sure to come to our events, and bring a friend or two or three or 10. And then other than that, we will also have we have leadership roles available for students who are interested in taking leadership. Currently, our exec board has dwindled down, and I do think this is a really important group to have, and I know other people feel the same, but we cannot have a group if we don't have executive leaders to lead it, right? And since I'm going to graduate this semester, I want to make sure that this group can be carried on into the future. So some of these roles include the president role after I graduate, a vice president role, and we definitely need a new treasurer. Our current treasurer is in Ireland, so we definitely need a new treasurer, and we're hoping to have a secretary. We have someone who's potentially interested in being a secretary. We need event coordinators, and we also need media coordinators and event coordinators. It could be a couple of them. It doesn't have to be one single person. So the work can be easily spread out across the board so that it's not like all on one person. And some of the reasons we need these roles is so that the work doesn't fall all on me, right? Because I'm doing all of these roles right now. So it would be great to have see if there's people who are interested in these roles, whether y'all are interested or y'all know people in your organizations who may be interested. Please feel free to share, because this organization is necessary for our campus. So feel free to send an email. I have it in the chat. I think my last, or actually I'm gonna say my second to last point is sort of touching back to the last meeting. I did propose some resolutions then, but I think I'm not going to propose them right now. I think I want to give it a little more time. But I do want to give out a reminder that when it comes to vaccines, 90% of our students we surveyed our students in the past, and 90% of them who were surveyed did support a vaccine mandate for UMSL employees. And I know that the Board of Curators, they did turn that decision, they changed that decision. And I initially didn't bring that up in the past one because they did make that decision originally and then they took it back. But I just want to emphasize that again, 92% of our members who were surveyed did support a vaccine mandate for residential students as well. And 67% of our members surveyed supported a vaccine mandate for commuters. And then also I wanna address again that our students, when surveyed, 100% of them supported some sort of increase to the campus minimum wage. 75% surveyed supported a $15 minimum wage. 58% of members supported a $17.50 minimum wage, which is the same as the minimum wage that WashU's student workers union is standing for, and 58% of members surveyed supported a $20 minimum wage. So a 75% support a $15 minimum wage, which is the most popular one. So I think we should at least strive for that and make that a goal. And then where do our students stand on voting day? 100% of our students surveyed supported making voting day a holiday for UMSL students so that we can all exercise our right to vote and ensure that we have a part in our democracy. And then also 100% of our students surveyed are call for a resolution from the student government to explicitly declare itself as a secular organization that stands against religious supremacy and for religious pluralism. So I just wanted to put that out there. If y'all are interested in working together on resolutions to address these things, feel free to reach out to me. You can either email the UMSL Secular Student Alliance email, or you can email me directly. Here's my student thingy majig, so y'all can contact me there. And the one last thing, I had a student share a concern regarding, let me pull up their message. They shared a concern regarding access to preventative HIV medication PrEP, and they said they had issues with the UMSL Health Services Department when it came to receiving the medication. So I just I hope we can work together with student government to figure out ways to make PrEP better accessible for our students so that they can have HIV preventative medication. Other than that, if anyone has any questions, feel free to send them my way. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Malik. With that last point you brought up, you said they had trouble with
They said they had
services. They couldn't reach out. Okay.
They said there was they were having some issues like in terms of communication. They said it seemed like they were let me read their message. They said they felt like the health services were rude and unreliable when it came to getting their medication. That's what they reported. So I just wanted to make sure we could follow up with that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. We'll kind of work on that in this org. And then we can also try, within this org, trying to reaching out to health services to discuss that and other issues as well. I also wanted to make a point too. Malik plugged some stuff from his org. I wanted to invite anybody at these meetings. I meant to say this earlier, but if you have anything with your org you want to plug, just talk about anything like any events coming up and stuff, this is a good opportunity to do that, just to take a couple minutes and do that. So I encourage other groups as well at any point throughout the semester at these meetings to do that as well. And then with resolutions too, we'll be sure to get kind of working on some of that stuff within this next month and stuff with people interested. And we'll also be sure if there is like a meeting where there will be like voting taking place to let you know beforehand, I think would be best. That way we can kind of talk about that and have everything set up smooth as well. And that way everyone's kind of aware if they want to be at this meeting to vote on a certain resolution, whatever it may be that's brought up. So yeah, thank you, Malik, for that. And if there's any questions for Malik right now too, feel free to ask, but. If not, is there any other new business anybody has?
have a question slash a comment. So
Yeah.
I was wondering if we had, if there's any progress on the unofficial transcripts, getting those for free for students. Because I know we had talked about it before.
Yeah, we talked about that. I haven't heard anything yet. I don't know. That might be up Tanica's. I'll ask the CFO if she would have updates on that. I'm trying to remember who the last person I was. I talked to somebody about it and they didn't have any updates for me yet. I'll add it to, I have to send her an email, so I'll add it to the email as well on the question thing just to see, because she'll also, if she doesn't know, if that's not her alley, she'll probably know whose it is. Yeah, make sure to thank you for bringing that back up.
Yeah, and then in relation to the transcripts, I was talking to a student the other day, and they were asking on the unofficial transcripts, they put your social security number and your birth date on it. So that's a huge issue, especially with our department, we're applying for grant funding, we're applying for dissertation funding, a lot of different funding, and we have to send out our information and including an unofficial transcript. So it's kind of a security issue if we don't want everyone having our social security number.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll write that down, bring that up so they know. Yeah, I feel like some of this stuff, a lot of faculty or administrators I've talked to aren't necessarily aware of some of these issues. I wasn't even aware when I was trying to get a transcript for something that I wasn't free for me to do that. And when I was trying to do that. And so some students maybe don't know right away. So we need to make sure that we kind of work on this. So I'll be sure to add those to the notes when I send that to Tanika. And then hopefully if that's not hers, then she'll be able to point who it is. And then we can kind of work on that as well. And maybe have them come here as well to talk about that transcripts and all those issues. So thank you so much for bringing that back up. Is there anything else? Anybody? If not, it doesn't look like there is. That is the end of our meeting today. So thank you all for being here, for listening in. No, we didn't have a ton. Next meeting probably will be a little bit longer. Just a heads up, just because we are having that presentation. And that'll probably take a little bit of time. So, but our next meeting will be Friday, March 4th at 12:30. Once again on Zoom. So look out for updates from us regarding questions and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you all for being here and everybody enjoy your weekend.
I'm sticking on to chat with Beauty for a minute. So in case you're why is Mindy still here?